that period was my time period, but I was poor, so we didn't have cable, so I didn't really, like, grow up watching, like,
Uh,
Nickelodeon and stuff.
I'm not laughing at you saying that you're poor,
No,
but
no,
just
no, that's
like it was funny.
no,
Okay.
but it's I mean, it's true though, like, I didn't grow like, I was raised on, like, PBS, you know what I
I
mean?
hear you.
And so, I knew of it, but I just never, like I never watched The Amanda Show or anything like that, and then, but yeah, hearing all that stuff I mean, I was so out of it that I remember for my high school, like, I went to a charter school, and this woman this I'm sorry, this girl my age walks in, sits down at our table, and everyone in the school is, like, looking and, like, freaking out, and she's sitting right across from me, and I'm like, "What's going on? I don't understand." And then the teacher comes over and is talking to her. I'm like, "Who is this?" And then I literally had to go home and heard someone say something Nickelodeon, and I just typed in Nickelodeon actresses, and I was scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, and I'm like, "Oh, Victoria Justice. That's who you
Oh.
are." Yeah, she was right across from me, and I was like, "I don't know who you are, but I'm gonna talk to you just so I can say I talked to you." And I was just like I was like, "Do you know the date?" And then that was it. So we're, like,
That
basically best
Did
friends.
she say October 3rd?
She oh my god, and honestly though, like, this has nothing to do with anything, but even me as a gay man, and she walked in, I'm like, "Wow, you are gorgeous." And I had no idea again, and I was just like, "Wow." But
Was this when she was on Zoe 101 or when she
no,
was on
this was when she was
Victorious?
on Victorious era,
Oh, wow.
and I
She was
had no
going to
idea.
school?
It was like a charter school, so, like, you come in 2 days a week and,
Oh,
like,
wow.
turn in, like, your, like, books, and yeah, she just walked in, and again, like, everyone was like, "Oh my god," and I was like, "What am I missing? Come in, pull me in."
think of something clever to say.
I know, and I was like, "What's the date?" Oh my god.
One day you're gonna be in the same room with her again and be like, "Do you remember me? I asked you what the date was at the
Oh,
charter
yeah.
school."
I mean, I'm just surprised she doesn't follow me already. I
Right?
mean, we
Right.
had that moment. We had that really
She
special
may have
bond.
a burner account too, you never know. You never know.
That is
That's
crazy
like
because you really never know.
that's like
Mhm.
when I talked to Jason Derulo and I didn't know it was Jason Derulo.
Oh my god. So he didn't introduce himself like, "Jason Derulo." No?
It's okay, he's trash. He's one of
He
the Diddy apologists right now,
yeah.
Oh,
so
is he?
mhm.
Oh, no, 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 no.
Trash,
That's
trash,
a
trash, trash, trash,
that's a
trash,
no. That's a
trash.
no.
It was a 6 a.m. conversation in TSA about it was before they banned hoverboards on airplanes, and he was riding one through the airport. And so then we were going through TSA, I was right behind him, and and I just remember thinking, like, this is a very well-dressed man because I have not even brushed my hair because it's a 6 a.m. flight. But he was, like, wearing designer clothes and stuff. I'm like, "Wow, he is very put together with his Louis Vuitton backpack." And
Mm,
as he went through, the TSA agent acted like she knew him, and he was
mm.
giving one-word answers. And then another TSA agent asked him how much the hoverboard cost, and he said, "About 500." And the TSA agent's like, "Oh, that's really expensive." And I turned to Jason Derulo and said, "It's really not that much money if you think about it for what it is." And he was just like, "Huh," and kept walking. So I talked about money with Jason Derulo.
I feel like that was the whitest white girl answer you've ever given in your entire life, and I
It
love
was
that for you.
Did you think he meant $500?
yes. It was
Oh.
because it was, like, one of the ones that kids play on that are only, like,
Oh, oh,
$100
oh.
now. But it was right after they came out, so, they were going for way more, so I was like,
Was he on your
"Really not that
flight?
much." No, I watched him wheel off into the distance after we got through TSA. And the only reason I realized it was him was because he had, like, his badge attached to his backpack, and I was like, "Oh, that looks like a backstage pass," and then I was like, "Huh,
Mm.
I saw a billboard that Jason Derulo was in town," and
Oh,
everything
wow.
made sense.
Oh
He
my
didn't have a bunch of
gosh.
security with him or anything?
No one.
Oh,
We were
wow.
in TSA pre-check, but
Oh,
no
okay,
one
okay.
with
'Cause he's
him.
a nobody. He's a
Mm.
nobody.
I
I've
have
never seen
video
a
somewhere of, like, just him wheeling
I've
off.
never seen a celebrity at the airport ever. A friend of mine who's a flight attendant just saw Laura Dern on his flight, and I was
Uh-huh.
like, did you ask her anything? And he was like, you best believe I did. I asked about Big Little Lies season 3, and she was like, oh yeah, it's happening. It's happening.
Oh,
Yeah, so I'm excited.
I love
I just had to
her.
spill that tea, that exclusive that everyone's
I
already reported on.
I saw Shawn Mendes at LaGuardia in New York. And so I didn't know who the fuck that kid was, right? So
Mhm.
what happened was I got off the plane. I was like, got my luggage, everything. And it was
Yeah.
just like a random area because there wasn't a lot of people like going in or out or whatever.
Hmm.
And I was waiting for someone to pick me up.
Yeah.
But I think it was cold outside. So I was waiting inside. And then I see these three girls kind of huddled and just,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and there's this plain looking white man boy standing, and I'm just like, okay. And so they were just going on and on and on. I was like, what's going on? Because then I started seeing more little teeny boppers come,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
she's
Yeah.
like, oh, that's Shawn Mendes, and we're here to like, be fans. And I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
who's Shawn Mendes? Yeah, he sings that song. So that she kind of like, I was like, oh, I think I heard of it. And she's like, yeah. So like they pay us to like come out and like fan for him. And
Really?
yeah, so like they like set out these alerts. There's a system for these, there was complaining like, oh, they're following me everywhere.
It's
But
Tina
no,
Bopper paparazzi.
yeah, like, yes, essentially
Paparazzi?
they come out there because I'm telling you, ain't nobody checking for this dude at the door. Like he was just standing waiting for
Oh,
people to
wow.
come look for him. And so the
Really?
girls, even when they were like talking to each other,
Yeah. Yeah.
they hadn't gone like
Right.
because it hadn't been time yet. They weren't paid for no extra
Oh
time.
my
And
God.
so I was like, oh, so this is the behind the scenes. I'm learning firsthand. Okay, Shawn Mendes with your paid ass. That's why during COVID, when him and Camilla Bitcho were like doing their pap walks, I
Oh
was
yeah.
like, oh, that's not surprising because I
Well,
remember him from LaGuardia.
right. And not to be mean, but I always thought those were staged for other reasons. But yeah. Yeah. I get it.
I peep what you're throwing.
Mm-hmm. 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 Just saying. Just saying.
Anywho, so that was my. I've had a few
Danielle has an eye for it. I
for
think,
seeing celebrities.
yeah.
I'm jealous. I mean, I'm here literally in LA, and I think the most famous person I ever saw was Lady Gaga, and that was just because I paid to go to her concert. Like I haven't like seen anyone on the street really. Oh, I'm so
Danielle
jealous.
does deep dives. She'll be like, you remember in the movie Milk Money, the kid with the leather jacket? That's him. And I'm like,
That happened to us when we went to New York.
yeah,
I
that
was
is a
No,
like,
but
true
why are we the
story.
same person? Why are we the exact same person?
we saw a
Like,
bunch of people that trip too.
Yeah, we
Go
saw
ahead, Zach,
Shandy.
sorry.
no.
Yeah.
I'm just, it's so funny you saying this because I'm like, you might as well be speaking for me because I went to Costco and saw the guy who plays Drew Barrymore's assistant in Never Been Kissed. And I was just like,
Oh
you guys,
yeah.
yeah, I was like, that's him, Never Been Kissed, that thing you do. He was also in Charlie's Angels. He's in On the Plane, remember? And my
His
sister's like, oh yeah.
his claim to fame was the milk commercial where he was eating the peanut butter and he was trying to say Aaron Burr. That's him.
Yes.
That's
Oh my
where
God.
probably would have gone to first. And only Jackie. I saw Bruno Mars just outside of a bar, and it was Cinco de Mayo. When I was Cinco Drunko, and I was like,
Well, you're
"Do
celebrating
you
the right
want?
way.
Do you want to take a picture with me?" And what pisses me off is that my friend Alex was dating a girl at the time who I very much adore, and she took the picture. This was like the age of digital cameras, So she
Mm.
took the picture, but we weren't friends on Facebook. And to this day, I don't have that picture of me and Bruno Mars, and it infuriates my soul.
Oh my goodness.
And he was just there by
I
himself. Nobody was
understand.
there.
Oh my God.
Super short.
That's crazy. Is he really
Like,
short?
doesn't meet the height requirements to get on this ride, but very much enjoy his music. Love him to death.